everybody. I hope you're doing really well today. I am Michelle Legaly. I'm the creator of this awesome group, and welcome. Every single Tuesday, I hop on live and do some kind of tool, tip, training, or inspiration for us as empaths and sensitives, intuitives. Some of you even call yourselves psychics. So any of those things, I want to welcome you. If you are here live with me, please feel free to say hello in the chat. I use this thing called StreamYard so that I can stream and see people's comments at the same time. So if you say hello in the chat, I'll be able to see that. Sometimes it comes up with your name, and sometimes it just comes up as without your name. And either way, that's okay. Hi, Sharon. Thank you for being here. Okay, waiting for everybody else to hop on. Make sure you say hello in the chat. Here's what we're going to do today. Again, every Tuesday I'm here at noon Eastern time. And today we're doing how to protect your energy as an empath sensitive part 2. So I'll do a quick review of what we did last week, and then I want to add a little bit to it. This is not just me sitting here talking and teaching. I want your input, okay? This is like, we'll learn more and do more if we participate. You'll get more out of it. And I do that because I don't have all the answers. But when I ask you a question and then we see all of our answers together, that's awesome. Like together, we know it's an amazing amount, so we can help each other out. Okay, so last week and again this week, we talked about how to protect your energy as an empath sensitive. Last week, we talked about what is energy. And again, you guys gave awesome answers about what energy is. It was amazing. Then we talked about what influences our energy. And we talked about positive influences and negative influences. I didn't write down the negative ones because you guys were, you just had them coming in so fast. But I want to talk about the positive ones today, because here's what I've noticed for me this week. So last Tuesday we did this, and I kept this up. And if we need to write these down and I post it in our group, I'm happy to do so. But I kept this up for me to look at every day this week about, I'll just give you what you guys told me last week about what are positive influences on our energy. Having boundaries, self-awareness, meditation, playing with animals, managing our thoughts, positive affirmations, singing, music, smiling, feeling love, feeling the positive emotions, breathing, focused breathing, sharing our gifts with the world. I'm going to put a stipulation with that, with people who are interested. I don't want to share my gifts with someone who's not interested. Shadow work, being creative, journaling creates positivity. Gratefulness, gratitude creates a positive energy. Forest bathing, nature, rain, sun can create positivity. Art, children, exercise, working out, friends and family, the moon, clean food and water, laughing. I added a few this week that I was working on. Digital detox. That means I get off of social media, I get off of interacting, and I shut it down. And stepping away from work was something that I wanted to do to create more positive energy for me. I could tell it was draining my energy. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of that list? Do you want to add anything to it? Hi, Michelle. Now, here's what I noticed when I looked at this every morning. It helped me do activities that created a more positive influence on my energy. Does that make sense? It kept me in the positivity. If I'm really honest, and I bet this is true for most empaths and sensitives, we are best, tell me if I'm right or wrong, we're best at picking up on people's negative thoughts, negative feelings, negative energy. Like that's the one that really triggers us, right? Like if we come into a room and people are laughing and they're happy, we can feel that. But the one that really puts us on high alert is coming into a room where we can feel the anger. That one's the one that our nervous system goes ding, ding, ding. Do you agree? Do you guys agree with that? So I think we are just wired this way to pick up this. So it becomes our default. It's almost like we go out into the world and we're wanting to like shield ourselves from this. But I'm saying what I want us to start to think about is, what if when we woke up in the morning and maybe at lunchtime and dinner at bed, we have a list that we focus on and go, oh, this is what I'm focused on. Does that make sense? Yeah. Somebody said, I guess I should hang up the list. I want to if I make a list and make it a PDF, does anybody want it? If we want it, I'll make a list for us. We can make it a cute one, even make it really cute, and you can post it somewhere. And if there's more, we can add them. Okay, awesome. If you guys want it, we'll make it. This has really helped me, even though it's super messy in my poor handwriting. It has really helped me try to train myself to do and see the more positive things. I'm trying to train myself that this is more my default instead of this. Okay. Now, here's what I noticed, and this is part 2 of this week. Here's what I noticed last week, and I'm going to use myself as an example, but I want you guys, we're the same kind of people, so I want you to, if this resonates with you, for you to try it. So last week, I asked all of you to pick one that you were going to work on or just notice. Last week, I picked boundaries, and what I noticed, so I created boundaries with my family, not necessarily my friends, because I don't spend much time with them. I just spend most of my time with family and private clients and my students in my program. That's where all of my time goes. And so I set boundaries in those areas, and I got a backlash, like a lot of what felt like negativity came towards me from family, clients, and students. I got the energy that came towards me was challenging to me. You know, this is really normal. Have you guys had this happen where you're wanting to create a positive change and all of a sudden what hits the fan? Have you guys had this happen before? Yes or no? I'm looking in the chat. Yeah, I'll make a list for all of us. We'll make a cute one and we'll put it inside the Facebook group. Okay, awesome. Yeah, Sharon just said if you guys want to say me in the chat, and we'll create some PDF for it. Okay, so here's what I want. Here's part 2. I want you to pick one. Okay, so here's the goal of part 2, and this is going to look messy because I have all different things. I want you to pick a positive energy influence. I want you to pick one of these, or maybe you've got another one. This week I picked boundaries, digital detox, and stepping away from work. And these were kind of part of boundaries for me. This is what I picked. Then I declared it. I declared it to my family, to my clients, to my students. I put, heads up, guys, I'm doing this, and this is what it's going to look like. I kind of gave the parameters of the new boundaries. It was scary because they're used to the way it was before, and I'm changing the rules. People don't usually like when you change the rules. Next thing I want you to do after you declare it and do it, declare it. Let your family know if you're doing something new, like a self-care routine. It works so much better if you tell your family, hey, I'm doing a new thing here. I'm doing it for my health. I'm doing it to create more positive energy within me. This is what I'm doing. If you let everybody get on the train with you, most people are going to be okay eventually. There might be a little backlash as you move into the new energy, but that's okay. We're going to talk about that. So you're going to declare it and do it. Maybe declare it, share it, do it is the right thing to say. Then I want you to watch how the environment reacts. It's no one's fault how they react. You're the one who wants to do it differently. And what I believe is the outer world is just a reflection of the inner world. So as you change, the people's reaction, the environment's reaction will change. Sometimes it appears negative, sometimes it appears neutral, sometimes it appears positive. Just notice it. Okay. So like when this happened to me this week, my emotional reaction was, this isn't working. See, I'm not good at whatever. And I had to just keep coming back to neutral and like, no, I'm moving into this. And it's okay because I have to hold steady with the new way. I know it's healthier for me and my people. Okay. So I have to hold steady. As if you do have like a dramatic backlash when you're moving into the positivity, because people are used to us a certain way and it's unconscious and consciously triggers them when you change. It triggers them. Okay. Here's some thoughts for you to think as you move through the more positive change. Here's some things that I've been doing this week that really helped. As these blow-ups happened, I said, this is another opportunity to heal myself. This is another opportunity to heal myself. And I just allow myself to get back to neutral and become the observer again. I watch the environment. I hold steady. Sometimes when I was really emotional about it, I would sit for a second, and I'm into healing, obviously, and I would just allow myself to process the emotions that came up and the beliefs that would come up around that. Okay. And I have a belief inside of me that I'm working on that popped up this week that said, you give 110%. You give it all. Michelle, you have to give 110%. And I had to, how do I say that? I had to redefine that. I had to do a new statement about give 110% during business hours, give 110% to your family during family hours. And I need to give 110% now to some Michelle time, which we all do, right? So another thing I just said was, I wonder how long this will affect me. So when I would get caught up in the emotions, I would just say, oh, I noticed that. I wonder how long I'm going to feel like this. Do you see how that's different than processing the emotions? I wonder how long I'm going to feel like this. And then that takes my attention and moves me to letting it go or moving forward. Does that make sense? Okay, that worked for me. And then the last thing I did this week so far that I'm wanting you guys to do is I just have to, like I said before, I have to sit with it. And if there's conflict going on with me creating this positivity, these positive energy influences, I have to just say, what do I believe that's holding me here? And create a new belief like I did. The old belief is you give 110% of the time. And now I go, no, you give 110% during work hours, during family hours, during friends hours, during my husband and my time hours. Does that make sense? And I'm not giving 110% all to all at the same time. Does that make sense? Like I'm 110% here right now. And I want to be, I love that. And then I'll shut it down after this. Is this helping you guys? Okay, no worries if you arrive late. You can watch the replay. Okay, so this was I was sharing with you my experience of how I worked with this. So somebody just said they missed last week. Quick recap. Last week, we talked about how to protect your energy as an empath-sensitive. We talked about what is energy. We talked about what influences our energy. We talked about positive influences. We talked about negative influences. A lot of us as empath-sensitives, we default to negative influences. I think it's just the way we're wired, and it's not right or wrong. It's just, I just noticed that. I have a lot of theories on it. Can't go into it right now. But what I noticed this week is if you wake up in the morning and you pick something on the list of, this is the positive energy influence that I'm going to do today, I'm going to journal because I know that creates more positive energy for me. Or maybe you say, I'm going to do some deep breathing because I know that has a positive effect on my energy. I'm going to manage my thoughts and emotions because I know that has a positive effect on my energy. Do you see how I want us to be proactive and keep this front of mind so that we don't default to the old ways? Are you guys open to this? Okay, if you are, tell me right now, what are you going to pick today to positively influence your energy out of this list, or maybe something you have? Tell me one thing you're going to pick today. And these activities they can be seconds or minutes. I want you to type it in the chat. What are you picking? Good, you're open to it. Which one are you going to pick? Boundaries, meditation, playing with your animal more, managing your thoughts, positive. Can you guys see that, or is it just scribble? I want you guys to like pick one now, like put a stake in the ground and type it in the chat. I want to know who's going to do this with me. I'm coming back next Tuesday to see how it's going. Music, meditation, managing my emotions. I want everyone to pick one if you're willing to do this with me. Meditation and get outside. Finally stopped raining. Me too. All right, Ashley. Meditation, smiling internally. I love that, Michelle. I've been doing that one too. And it takes seconds. Boundaries, says Jasmine. Awesome, Kara. Journaling, says Teresa. Okay, that's awesome, you guys. Gardening, Shan, awesome. Okay, so you've picked something. For some people, it's enough to pick something. And for some people, we have to put it on our calendars, wherever your calendar is, whether you have a paper calendar or a Google calendar. How are you going to get that on your calendar? How are you going to remember to do it? Because that can be half the battle sometimes. You know, what's really interesting since I had this here all week and I woke up every day and saw it, I just started my day with picking something. Well, boundaries was the biggest, but like I did breathing. I mean, that only takes a few seconds to focus on breathing. I just grabbed one thing and started my day with it. And I noticed a difference. Okay. Meditation, being in nature, music, managing my thoughts, meditation, getting outside, gardening. We know what to do, don't we? We just have to do it. Okay. So how many of you have to book it on your calendar to remember to do it? How are you going? No, let me ask it this way. How are you going to remember to go do it? Type it in the chat. We need help on ways to actually do it. Awesome, Michelle. Michelle, you could get a flip chart. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I love it. They're huge Post-it notes. I use these too and put them around my house so I see them. Kim says she'll remember when she gets wobbly. Good. Yeah, sticky notes. I also set my timer during the day to ring to me to do my positive affirmations because I truly believe in those. My phone will just chime, and even my kids and husband will repeat my mantra because it'll go off during like on the weekends. And they'll say, I'm a healthy, wealthy healer. Like that's my mantra for my ding. And so it's my whole family will just do the mantra. Yes, Laren. Yes. Awesome. Another idea that works. Yeah. Share your ideas because we all need help figuring out how to actually implement. Another thing that helps is I do it first thing in the morning or breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Since we're good at eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, we could just be good with tying our new thing onto it, like a positive affirmation or stopping to breathe first or whatever you're doing. Most of these things just take a few minutes, but can have such an influence on our energy. Okay, is that helpful? Yeah, you like the chime? Yes, yes. Everyone around you then will start saying it too when it goes off. Yes, Laren, yes. I wrap it all into my nightly prayers. Beautiful. Keep sharing, you guys. Some of these things I couldn't think of. Jasmine, immediately upon wakening during morning spiritual practice. Yes, I love it. Candace added coloring. Yeah, I love that. I had one of my girls when she was struggling, really got into that. Coloring. Yes. Awesome. Okay. Was this helpful? I hope so. It had such an influence on me this week. And I want to, if you want that too, I want you to have it. I'll create like a PDF or something. If anybody wants it, we'll create like a little, I don't know, something. And you can print it off if you want to and post it somewhere. Or maybe I'll leave some space for you to add your own ideas too. Okay. I hope that's helpful. Thank you so much. I'll be here next Tuesday, like I always am, with some type of tool, technique, inspo, training. And I, again, hope this was helpful. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.